Hey,
Hey, there we are.
welcome to Thursday's Live with the Wolff Couple.
Here we are.
Hello, hello. So, we actually wanted to talk about a house that we have a house that we just got, and the payment that we're covering is 1795 PITI, principal, interest, property taxes, and insurance. And we have the lease purchase buyer giving us $29.95. So what's the cash flow on that?
$1,200 on one property.
That's right.
Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. Whenever you get up into the higher prices, whenever you're looking at properties, one of my best tips to figure out if it's a good marketplace to be investing is if you can find properties that are about $150,000. And where you can get a 100-to-1 ratio between value and rents. Okay, so I want you to do a special test. You know, we invest in a lot of different areas.
Hi, WL. Hi, Laurie.
You guys know we invest not just in Arizona, but we invest all around the country, and we invest in some states where you can buy decent houses for $150,000. And so if you have an area like that, or you want to target an area like that and do virtual investing, all you got to do, I want you to just do a little research in advance and see if you can find houses for $150,000 and see what they rent for. Now, if you've got a $150,000 house and it's renting for $800 a month, that's not such a great market to be doing a bunch of rentals in.
What you're looking for, your 100-to-1 ratio. Did you guys write that down?
So the way you write that is you write down 100 and then a colon and then 1. And that's a 100-to-1 ratio, and then you can write down home value, colon, to rent. Okay, so basically what you're looking for is if the house would sell for $150,000, a 100-to-1 ratio to the rent would be $1,500. Yeah, $1,500.
That's what you're looking for.
If you can find areas like that, those are great areas because you're going to always have nice spreads on the monthly rents. That's why we got into Pennsylvania and some of these other markets, Indiana for sure. You got to look for markets like that. And I like markets where I can still...
Hi, MRI Holdings. Happy birthday. Thank you for the belated happy birthday. Hi, Tashawn. Hey, Wolf. How you doing? Glad to see you.
So
yep. I turned 29 years old again.
That's right.
So we also, another real estate deal, we're just talking about that house we just did with the $1,200 a month positive cash flow just on one house. We love that. Another one, we're doing a 1031 exchange. And we have...
okay, now that one we bought for $215,000.
That's right.
And we... actually, we had a tenant buyer, and sometimes you don't want a person to cash you out, and sometimes you kind of do want someone to cash you out.
Hi, Lynette.
And mostly, guys, we want to set it and forget it. So you can write that down. Normally, we like to set it and forget it, and that's how we can make some very big paychecks on some houses. Like the biggest one we ever made was just recently where we made $405,000. $770 on a house that we had held for 24 years. So if you hold the house a long time, you get the mortgage paid all the way off. And that's what happened with that house. And that's why
set it and forget it. That's right. But so this house, we have a 1031 exchange that we have to identify at least one house, if not 2 or 3.
So we paid $215 for that house.
$215 we got it for.
We sold for $390. I think it was, right?
We sold it actually for $395.
$395. So we have a $170,000 spread. There's some expenses. So we got about $150,000 going into...
After all the expenses, we have $150,000 to do a 1031 exchange.
Right.
And 1031 exchanges are great because then instead of paying capital gains on all that money, do you want to explain that?
Yeah. So guys, a 1031, you can actually run your entire creative financing pretty house business and never pay 1 penny in taxes. If you're willing to give your kids a huge amount of houses.
Hi, Carl.
And the way that works, guys, is every time you sell a house, you do a 1031 exchange.
We love 1031 exchanges.
That's right. And you just roll that profit forward into more than one house. Now remember, $150,000 coming out of that transaction. That means we could buy 3 pretty houses with $50,000 down payments.
That's right. I love it because instead of saying we usually put nothing down, I would say I'm sorry, but I have to put $50,000 down.
Well, we don't say we're sorry, but
I know, but you
we
get
come in
the idea.
You approach the deal differently. You actually tell folks, if you're looking at a $200,000 house and you got 150 you're trying to use as a 1031 exchange, you come in and say, hey, so normally what we'll do is we'll pay about 20% down. And all of a sudden they go, okay, this person's real. Okay, I'm really listening now. And so that's
it does really make
changes the whole deal.
So we're probably going to get 3 houses, 50,000 each, or we might get 1 house, and we may decide we're just doing the whole 150,000 1031 on 1 house.
That would be a different kind of deal. If we're going to do that, then we're probably going to do some kind of a cash out or something like that. I don't want
because we're not going to sit on 150 grand.
Right. You don't want 150,000 tied up in some long-term rental.
I'm pretty sure we're going to do 3 houses, 50,000 down each, because one thing is, that capital gains, if you don't hold a house for 12 months and 1 day,
you pay a lot higher.
You pay a lot higher taxes.
Long-term capital gains is 15 or 20%, depending on how much you make in a year, but that's a lot cheaper than most people's tax rate, which is it can be high 30s,
36, 40,
so you can pay a lot of taxes on it.
But we love 1031 exchange.
Now you can't do that on a flip.
Oh,
if you are buying a rehab, it has to be, and this is the 3 words in the IRS code that they don't give you a lot of guidance, but it just says held for investment. So it has to look like you're holding it for an investment, like some kind of a lease or rental situation. Now, someone could cash you out pretty quick, but you better stick somebody in there who looks like a rental. And if you are commonly doing that in your business and someone just happens to cash you out really fast, like within a couple of months, it's understandable. You've got all the paperwork. And remember, what you write on your taxes, you're deciding what to put on your taxes. It's you and your CPA.
Always consult your CPA and your attorney.
Unless you get audited, nobody's going to question what you're doing with your 1031 exchanges. Now, it's unusual you're going to get audited, but be careful. Follow the rules for sure.
Hi, Destiny. Thank you, Tashawn. I am really sorry about your mom. Oh, that is so sad. You lost your mom on January 5th. Our heart goes out to you.
A lot of stuff going on in the world. We just had one of our students just got off the phone with her whose husband is in the hospital with COVID right now, and they're thinking about intubating him maybe. So guys, it's a real challenge out there, so take care of yourselves and be careful. We want you to be around a long time, everybody here. So
but those were a couple deals recently. We just wanted to pop on Thursday Live to say hi to everybody and let you know what's going on in our real estate world.
So we love saying hi, guys. Start working your referral market. Start talking to wholesalers who are throwing away pretty house deals. Start getting some referrals from folks.
That's a great tip.
Pass out your cards and tell people you give them $1,000 if they send you a house with someone you help.
Yes.
Okay, so start thinking big, guys.
We love those $100 the fake $100 bills, those business cards.
Yeah, give out a lot of cards and be telling everybody write that on your cards. We pay $1,000 when you send someone we help.
And just go to bestmoneycard.com. That's where we get our $100.
Yes, but that's actually the phrasing on our business card at the bottom. On the back, I want you to put right on the back of your cards. It'll actually say, pass this card to someone we help, and we give you $1,000.
Very powerful.
Okay, so that's very powerful.
All right.
All right, so great spending this time with you guys, and we will see you next week here.
Brunch with Brian tomorrow morning.
Yes, Brunch with Brian in the morning, but next week we'll see him back on Thursdays live.
That's right. We're going to be in Dallas at the Global Publishing Round the Grand Quick Start Real Estate School.
Fun. So we'll do
Thursdays live from Dallas.
Fun. All right, great to see you guys.
All right.
Keep expecting success
and taking action.